It was a back and forth game. I thought it was, the refs let us play a little bit, and I thought it was physical down low. And I just thought, we came out with jitters, but we calmed ourselves down and we really defended. And anytime they made some shots, it was some tough shots, and we'll take those. It was contested twos. And in the second half, we emphasized how we needed to get off to a good start in the second half, and just keep our foot on the gas pedal from there. And that's what happened.
Questions?
Well, we really emphasized it. One of the most difficult things as a coach is even when you play well, pinpointing, some mistakes. And earlier in the year, we were playing good basketball, but we weren't defending. And, these two will tell you I had a heart-to-heart, and I really jumped on them in practice because as good as they were, we weren't defending. Jeremy Ingram was at one time second or third in the nation in scoring, but he was averaging 29 points. But he was giving up 29 points too, so even Swat won us winner. I just had to tell him, look, man, you're the best defender on this basketball team. And now that you're scoring points, that don't mean, you just do away with, what God has really blessed you with. And it's just overall buy-in. Our team defense is just that. It's team-oriented, and our guys have really bought into it. And, you're seeing the fruition of that. I think so. I think, the environment kind of produces that. We know it's one and done, and, the stakes are high. And, pretty much is if you lose, you're done. And we've been there. We've been brokenhearted before. So, we're not surprised to be here. I think you have to go in expecting to win basketball games. That's 90% of it, but you better bring your effort and your garbage pail along with you, and these guys did that for me.
Yeah, during the run, we get the play calls. We have walkthroughs. Scout the other teams. So we're here to call, whether we know it or not. We want to call it out and make it seem like we know it. So
don't tell everybody that.
So yeah, we just executed well on defense, man. Got stops and ran the ball up the court. Yeah, it definitely feel like that. Everybody was helping each other. One man got beat, one man would help the other, and we would rotate. We had each other back, so that's how we came up with the run. I wouldn't say best. It's always room for improvement, but we're playing pretty well, including myself. We got to just keep it up.
Jeremy, at tournament time, anytime you got to take one game at a time, but now you guys are one game away from the NCAA Tournament. Does it start coming to your mind a little bit?
Just a little bit. We take it one game at a time. It's still a game. It's the championship, but it's just one more game. We just want to remain undefeated.
Emanuel, what would you say about that?
As me and Jeremy talk about to our team all the time, we've been saying one game at a time the entire season, and it's hard to kind of get that across to your team when you have 20 games left. But now it's a little bit easier. It's a little bit easier to say, hey guys, one game at a time when it's one game left. You know what I mean? So I think it just means that makes it easier to get it across, and it's not setting in because at the end of the day, we've been playing one game at a time for the entire season.
Like Coach said, he just told us, we got to make sacrifices, and although a team that may be big, they may have scores, that's bigger than us. We just want to fight, and if you fight, it trumps all that.
Regardless on if they're way taller than us, way bigger than us, way faster than us, whatever the case may be, we play 5 people. You know what I mean? So if they're gonna have to beat us, they're gonna have to beat all 5 of us all the time. And I think that's tough. That's tough for any team. That's tough for ACC team, NBA teams. When you play like a team, and when you play 5 dudes, and then sometimes you playing defense on the sidelines, and like y'all said, coach is yelling, and the water people is yelling. It's tough, you know what I mean? So it may seem like we got 9 or 10 people on the court when really we only have 5, because you got to beat everybody. We don't play one-on-one defense, and I think that's why we look so good defensively. The game plan is the same. We have to do what we have to do as a team. Coach will put together a great strategy. That's what he does, and we just have to go out there and execute it. We're not gonna, tell y'all our game strategy. Why would you do that?
I would have to say it's Poobie. Although KJ, he's a great passer also. So. They kind of neck and neck, but Poobie got him.
KJ was so good today, kind of distributing from high post to middle. What makes him so good with ball? We know how Poobie,
Do we?
His IQ, man. He just sees stuff before it happened, and the ball is in him before you know it. As a big, he's a point forward.
I think KJ helps in the sense that sometimes I may see something, but I know if I try to get it there and it gets stolen or something, I get chewed out. So it's easy to throw it to KJ because we're on the same wavelength, IQ-wise and passing-wise, so he just makes my job easier.
To be honest, I haven't even reflected on that, and I'm kind of scared to reflect on that, because then you become sentimental and mushy, and this ain't the time for sentimental and mushy. I'm not even a sentimental and mushy type guy. So, but there's been some trials and tribulations, and for those of you who was with us when we made the transition to Division I, it wasn't a lot of people that bought in, and it was kind of like Will Ferrell and Semi-Pro. I don't know if y'all seen that movie, but we were trying to do everything to generate a buzz, to generate a product, to generate fans, to generate fundraising. We weren't wrestling alligators at the half or nothing like that. But, I mean, it just, when I saw that movie, it was kind of parallel to Start. It just had more comedy in it. And, we didn't have a lot of people in the stands. A lot of people just didn't believe, and including our fans, because they were so, stuck in the CIAA, and they just didn't want to experience that withdrawal. So what I found out, and it's the business perspective, once you put a good product out there on the floor, teams and fans will support you, and then they'll start to believe in you. So it's a lot more fans in there tonight than it was ever in our gym. And I got to thank these 2 guys, man. They changed the program. Their program changes, man, and along with the Dominique Suttons and the C.J. Wilkinsons, because they taught those guys, and that's what it was, and we just had to embrace the process. And what they've experienced now, what they learned now, is that it's the process that makes you rich, not the outcome. So that's the jubilation I have. They all right with me. One of the best things that just happened to me as a coach is my old basketball coach at North Carolina Central, Greg Jackson, who was the former coach at Delaware State as well. He called me today, and he said, I'm wishing you the best, and he said, I want to tell you something. This is the best Meac team that I've ever seen, and I've been in the conference. I'm like, Coach, come on, man. And he said, I'm serious, and he said, I'm driving from Delaware, and I'm coming up only to support you. I want to show you my love. And he walked into our locker room, and this was a guy that cussed me out every single day. Like, I didn't even know my name my senior year, and I kind of stay on them the same way. And what he did, he built me into a man, and he taught me the morals and values of manhood. And that's what I tried to do to these young men, and I hope they'll appreciate it a little more when they're 30 and they got families and they're married and their wives is asking them to bring groceries home and all of that stuff that goes into it. But what you see on this stage is 2 men. They're young men now, and they've accepted that process, and We just teach the life skills through the game of basketball, and that's what it's about. And they embraced it, man. And they go as we go as they go, and that's what you're seeing right now.